If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option, as Sori says. 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/VIN and SORI. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Okay, dear listener, this wonderful day, session. Is that how you say it in France?
This one is for Melcat. Oh, don't forget to put the little kitty in the corner.
Talk to the people.
The stream that we're doing today is for Metalcat. He is one of our very faithful patrons. One interesting thing that our patrons will do is they jump on the tier for getting a song reaction, and then they stay on for 4 months and wait for it to stack up to be a stream. So that's what he does. He just lets it pile up until he gets four months in a row. So it's not like paying everything all at once, and then you get to do a stream off that. And I keep track of it for you, and it's fun for all of us. So Metalcat has finally made it to his 4th month. He's been on for much longer than 4 months, but this is one of the times that he's done it. And so we are going to get a Metalcat stream tonight. As you saw in the breakdown, we've got Dying Fetus, scary, and we've got Satan's Hollow and Falls of Ruaz and Candlemass tonight. And we won't tell you what the names of the songs are. You'll have to stick around to find out. So the first song that we're gonna do is Satan's Hollow, Reaching for the Night. So get yourselves ready, set back, and are you ready?
No.
You spelled it wrong.
The ticker's off. Just keep talking to him.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we know we already made the announcement, but I'll make it again just in case people didn't hear it. We are pregnant again with another boy. So Vinny's been under the weather today, and obviously I've been nauseous all day. So you're getting 2 sickies, but that's okay. We still can enjoy music. Seriously, I don't know if Revo's in here, but I have been listening to that Florence and the Machine King song like on friggin' repeat.
Is that what you were playing in this
Yes,
song?
yeah, and I put it in the car,
God.
and I like turned it up, and just like I actually can do that vocal style
You can.
pretty well, I think.
Ah.
I'll let you hear it at some point.
Well, this changes things.
I always like odd sounding voices, and her voice is kind of odd, which I didn't realize until I played it for Selah, who's like a musical prude. She doesn't like anything other than she likes that weird what is that? The music that she listens
Nightcore?
to. Is it Nightcore? I was gonna say Nightcore. Nightcore. Anything Nightcore, she's all about it. Anything else, she's like, Mom, that's so weird. Mom, that's weird. That's weird. I'm like, everything's weird.
Everything we listen to is weird, but she can listen to that strange ass Nightcore. All right,
But
dear
it is
listener.
weird. Her stuff is weird.
All right, dear listener, let's go. We are live on VIN and SORI Live. Eventually, we're going to shoot a commercial about the VIN SORI Live channel on YouTube.
Yeah, but Until then, our faithful few will arrive and we'll have smaller streams.
BC goes.
I know.
Congratulations on your fetus. All right. The moment has arrived. The big homie Metal Cat. Song number 1. I think is song number 1 Satan's Hollow? Is that song number 1?
So good. Yeah, it's called Satan's Hollow is the band. Reaching for the Night is the name of the song.
Okay.
And don't forget the kitty.
Yeah, all right. Well, keep talking to the people.
She looks so soft.
Let me install the kitty.
Metal Cat, what's her name? Is it Lee? What is it? L-E? I remember from this morning and then I forgot.
Seriously?
So that means I don't remember.
That's a kitty's name?
The kitty's name starts with an L, and it's something like Leela or something like that, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, Lord.
But anyway. Where are you, Metal Cat? Where did we talk? Metal Cat, right there. Leela. I was right. Didn't I say Leela?
You did.
I was like, something like Leela, but I was like, can't be that. It was. Okay. I don't think we've ever heard Satan's Hollow before.
What, the band?
Yeah, have we?
No, I've never heard of a band called Satan's Hollow.
Yeah,
Not that
I'm
I
actually
can-
checking the channel. No, I forgot. We've got 2 separate channels now. There she is.
Miss America.
How
All right, guys.
cute.
Here we go. Satan's Hollow. This should be interesting. What's the name of the song again?
Reaching for the Night.
Reaching for the Night. Let's do it. Satan's Hollow. gang.
That song was not messing around.
No, right from the beginning.
I know. I feel like that this would be a song like, you know when you don't want to do the kitchen? And I have so many dishes piled up. I'll be like, put this on, and then I'll go down. I'll slay those dishes.
I thought you were just gonna break them all.
No.
I thought that's where you were going.
No,
I'm just gonna break these dishes.
No, we don't have enough dishes to break them. People have already done that before me.
Yeah, this is some thrash. It was thrashy, but the lead singer, instead of coming at it with Slayer vocals, which is what I thought was gonna happen. Or what does Amy call it? The barfy vocals.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this sounds like they're throwing up. She calls them barfy vocals. So instead of that, they came out with some like power metal, like this person could sing. Who is that? A dude or a girl in that band?
Oh, I think it's a girl. Metal Cat, send me an email with the list order of how you want the songs.
I'm pretty sure
somebody moved them around.
What happened?
I don't know.
That wasn't song 1?
No, that's what was song 1 because I added the kitty picture to song 1. But that was all the way down here on song 3, so I don't know what somebody did, but somebody did something.
Hey, whatever you say.
So
it looks like there's a girl.
So I make sure it's right.
I'm looking at their
obviously a girl
Facebook page. I didn't know. Could have been a high-pitched dude. You never know. How do you know?
I don't usually screw those up. I usually know the difference.
No, what? Anyway.
You mixed it up many a time.
I thought, yeah. So they were not. I always like it when a band
they didn't sound at all like I thought.
I always like it when a band surprises me.
Yeah.
And they definitely surprised me. They are not what I thought we were gonna see. Okay, so that's the band right there.
That's not what they thought they looked like either. It's so funny.
You gotta show people. Is this really the band?
They look like fans, just regular people. That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't think that's everybody in the band, because she's saying thank you to our friends Rita and Twan from Metal Maidens for posting this long interview with Mandy and I. I don't know who that is. That could be anybody. All right, go ahead. Talk to the people. I'm going to try to find an official picture from this band. Wallah.
This is them right here.
Yeah, okay. So that's them. Okay,
yeah,
that looks more like
sense.
it. That looks
all right,
more
here they
like
come.
it.
Here they come.
Incoming, dear listener.
And there's a singer in the middle, the girl. You know what?
This is what the band truly looks like in their true form.
Okay, I don't know if it's the angle. I guess it's kind of the angle. Never mind, I won't say it.
Johnny Haas in his house.
Hey, what's up?
Have more water, please. For God's sake, I'm dying.
Okay. I hope you don't make me sick with that. All right. Up. Okay, so let's pull. Oh yeah, the lyrics. Okay, so they didn't sound at all like I thought they were gonna sound.
No.
I expected it. I didn't picture the female vocal style, and I kind of thought it was gonna be like dark.
Yeah, I mean they're called Satan's Hollow, for God's sake.
Yeah. But and then the lyrics, like, I don't know why, but I kind of like gonna make my move tonight. Feel I'm in control. I've got the knife. Heads are gonna roll. Cut down those. You know what I mean? Like that. You know how I am. I'm controlling. So, geez, I don't know what you've been telling the kids, but holy shit.
What happened?
Every time there's some controlling character, now they're like, Mom.
That's you, because you keep telling them that you're controlling.
I do, but not to that degree. I'm like.
You think I'm having that conversation with them? I'm not having that conversation with them.
The boys said you did have a conversation with them, so.
I did not have a conversation with them about you being controlling. Nice try.
Then how did they know? Because I never said anything.
Keep saying it. They talk to each other.
I never told them.
What do you mean? Yeah, you have.
I said, how did you guys know that? And they said, one of the boys told that you said something, and then the other one was like, don't throw Dad under the bus like that.
Yeah. I don't know if they're talking about the watching the videos or whatever, but I don't. Anyway, I don't care. The problem is that it's evident to the whole world. Anybody that hangs around us for 5 minutes can go, this isn't healthy. I mean,
anyway,
we got friends on the channel that notice it.
Well,
from thousands of miles away.
That's because I notice unhealthy things about them as well. So, I mean,
oh my God, you are so petty. All right, well, there it is, dear listener. There it is.
Okay, so anyway, that I like that sort of like, she's going about her business. She knows what she's doing. She's going to accomplish it. And I think it could fit for everything. Like, I obviously don't think she's going out there to literally cut off anybody's heads. But whatever it is that she's going to do, she's going to slash and burn because she's getting shit done. And I like that. What about you?
Well, I think the term, hey, overshadowed shot in the house. I think the term reaching for the night is probably her way of talking about channeling her dark side.
Oh, really?
The dark, yeah. Because notice what she's saying is, I'm going to make my move. I'm going to feel like I'm in control. Tonight I've got the knife. Heads are going to roll. Cut down those bastards. Cut down all that's in my path. And then she says, the stars are burning bright. I'm on the way. I'm reaching for the night. Stars are burning bright. I'm on the way. I'm reaching for the night. Fuck the procrastination. Letting life slip by. So I think she feels like she needs to dig into her dark side in order to overcome people in her life who've been controlling her or whatever.
Really? Okay.
Which is why she's saying she's got the knife. She's going to cut down the bad side. She's going to cut down the bastards. Heads are going to roll.
I kind of thought it was like being around somebody that was not good for you, and so she was making the steps that night. Like, you know when it says the stars are burning bright, and people oftentimes will say like the stars led them or the universe guided them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I assumed kind of, and she also said, no time for losers who say who I'm supposed to be. You can piss your life away, which obviously makes you think of an alcoholic who just...
And I'll do what's best for me.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds like she's letting go of the toxic or unhealthy people that she's been around, and she's going forward.
Yeah, what does reaching for the night mean to you?
I just thought it was because usually night people get like afraid of the night or like fearful of, you know what I mean? Like it's like dark and people don't want to do anything at the night. Everybody like keys down, goes to bed. But she's like the stars lined up and she's reaching for the night. Like she doesn't care if she's not going to wait until daytime to take care of what needs to be taken care of. She's going to accomplish this shit right now. And I think that there's some of us that, well, she specifically says F procrastination. So she knows she's the type of person that's been procrastinating all along. And so she's not going to... Waiting until morning doesn't necessarily mean you're procrastinating. But when you're a procrastinator, that's what waiting till morning can be. And so, excuse me, for her, it looks like she's like, I'm not waiting at all. It's happening now.
Yeah, perhaps it's about going into the unknown, but still... You know, because it looks like it's a transitional song for her life. She's talking about cutting off the head, stop the procrastination, going forward, you know, and there it is. You push your life away. I'm going to do what's best for me. But it looks like she was in a situation where she was procrastinating, where she was allowing other people to control her, where looks like she held, obviously, I think the knife cutting off the decapitation thing is metaphorical.
I do too. Yeah, of course.
Which I think is probably her holding her tongue, maybe her holding back from what she really meant to say because she was trying to maintain status quo, whatever it is. And I just think it's like the reason people do that is because they're afraid of the ramifications. And that's an unknown, which then, to your point, would represent the night. But even in the night when things are dark and there's unknown, the stars are burning bright, which could be just general optimism, like, yeah, I'm going into the unknown, but I'm going into a starry unknown. Or it could also be there'll be some guidance there type of thing, like what you said. So yeah, that's brilliant. Which I think AT said it. He said reaching for the night sounds a little bit like freedom. Yeah, like
I agree.
Like, yeah, that's kind of the balance human beings always have to strike, the difference between security and freedom.
Okay.
Right? Like, so it's like, if you stay here, if you stay in this bad situation, at least you'll know what to expect. You know, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. We don't want to go over here because you don't know what to expect. So, you know, you kind of stay in the daytime, but you're not free. But if you go as a free person, but then you're not as secure because you have to strike out on your own, which a decision every kid has to make at some point, whatever. Yeah. And it's a very empowering sort of, particularly to women. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a woman, but it's a very empowering thing to put your feet in the ground and say, nope, I'm going to strike out on my own. I'm going to bet on myself. And yeah, it's going to be dark, but I'm going to have faith there's going to be guidance out there somewhere or whatever. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Can you fix the spelling of his name?
What's wrong with the spelling of his name?
It's supposed to be M-E-T, then an L, then cat.
Okay. And what do you see here?
Flip the...
M-E-T-L, cat.
Oh. Well, from over here, it looked like it was the exact opposite. It looked like the T and the L were flipped.
You were wrong. I enjoy that so much. All right.
Vin's been particularly annoying today. Okay. So... Okay, so what did you think of the song?
I really liked it once I figured out what was going on. You know, because I was like, my mind was trying to figure out, like, are they power metal? Are they thrash? What's going on? And then, bada bing, bada boom. Oh, you were the culprit, Lone Rider.
Yeah, but he said it, but when I looked at it, it looked like it was spelt wrong. So.
I like.
You are in such a weird mood today. Wow.
What do you mean? What did I do?
All day. You've been messaging me nonstop while I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
You're putting this on me?
Yes.
You missed the Metal Cat thing?
No.
And you're gonna try
Not
to
about
put that on
I'm
me? You're
just
gonna
saying
try to put that on me,
I'm just saying that you're
weirdo.
particularly getting on my nerves.
I can't wait to watch this on the replay. Watch you try. I'm saying all this significant stuff. I was like, what is she doing? It was all about
I just
that
wanted
nonsense.
to make sure it's
Rate
right
the song.
because, you know, it's his song, so it should be right. Okay, so sound-wise, I wasn't like a giant fan of it. It wasn't like something that I would definitely put on my playlist. 8.2.
Sean's like, I've missed this love. Yeah, Sean's been gone for a while. It's good to see you, buddy. You know, it's a love like normal, buddy.
Yep.
Your favorite
VIN and SORI YouTubers. Okay, babe, rate the song.
Well, Cassia just hit me up. I had to see what she was saying.
Yeah, I know, but you know
Cassia
what?
generally never texts me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and agree with Middle Earth. I'm going to give this a solid 9.
Oh, a 9. Okay.
Would you give
All
it?
right, up next is... you weren't listening?
Not really, not particularly. I wasn't particularly listening to you at that point.
8.2.
Okay.
Falls of Ross is next.
There you are, dear listener. Vin out.
SORI out.
Gone.
Yikes, Vin. Commercial break.
Commercial break on the way.
I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As SORI says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that
You
off.
can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and SORI. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. SORI and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. The child shall lead them.
Okay, I'm not sure if I
Buy our
have.
merch is what you're supposed to say.
I don't have to say it.
We don't need to say
I'm
that.
not sure,
We are in a
Metalcat,
mood today, ladies and gents. I'm here
if
for
I
it.
told you the day,
If I'm here for it, dear listener.
you would feel bad for me. Anyway, so Metalcat is okay. So we're doing Falls of Ruas, awaiting the fire or flood that awaits it. But I'm not sure if I have your note mixed up here. It says, I remember a while back in a video you two were talking about finding black metal from Maine. This is the band you were looking for. And then I literally have this one posted underneath. But I want to say you sent me the link for another band from Maine, and it was not these people. I feel like these people were not from Maine, and then I got the note mixed up. So if you can just,
Unbelievable.
let me know, because,
as if you're
heaven forbid.
As if you're just now
Heaven
asking
forbid.
him this question.
Yeah, because that's all I
subhanAllah.
did. I just ate bonbons and watched shows all day. I didn't even work or do anything. Vin cooked, took care of babies, cleaned, did the shopping, responded to millions of messages. Vin did all that. Wait, no, that was me. That's right. How was Madden? I guess you must have had fun with that. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny to me.
Oh, this is that one. Oh, they're from Maine?
That's them.
Okay, well, my notes were correct. Looks like you can't roast me on that one.
They were formed in Portland, Maine.
Oh, okay.
So this is a Maine band, dear listener, and we're from Maine. Let me show you what they look like. Gang, gang, gang. That looks
Tony,
like
there were no bonbons. Literally, the bonbons thing, I've never even eaten a bonbon in my life. But whenever I feel like I'm being rushed, and even though I'm working like my ass off, and if somebody's still asking me for stuff, then I always revert to that. At first, he was like, why do you keep saying bonbons?
Oh, the humanity.
Now you know. Now he knows.
The
When I bring up
humanity.
bonbons and soap operas, I never do either one of them.
The
But once I say
humanity.
that, you need to know, okay,
The humanity.
don't mess with me. Leave me alone. I haven't been eating bonbons. I haven't been watching shows. I've been working.
The humanity.
You were the one whining about things not coming to you fast enough.
The humanity.
Bed.
The
Okay.
humanity. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. You spelt that wrong.
I just want to let you know that all your cries fell on deaf ears. Nobody cares. All right, guys, here
Wow,
we are. The
wow.
fall of Rauros. What is it? Awaiting the fire.
Ruas, and the name of the song is Awaiting the Fire or Flood That Awaits.
It's not Ruos. It's Rauros.
Rauros?
Yeah, Rauros.
How do you know?
R-A-U.
Okay, whatever. Awaiting the fire or flood that awaits it. Awakes it.
And they ain't gonna touch that boy for no tampering. Stop it. All right, let's go. Gang, gang. It's a black metal band.
There's some acoustic in here. That's interesting.
was like 13 minutes. 13 minutes. I'm going to say it could probably have been 2 minutes shorter.
I agree.
And done the trick.
Well, when
maybe
it did
even
the
2.5
scream
minutes shorter.
First of all, when it was doing that whispering thing, I was really getting into... I have so much to say. Okay, so this was surprising to me because, no offense to people from Maine or anything from Maine, but I feel like that there's some things we do good, like lobsters. I feel like we're good. We're really good at that. I just wasn't sure if like the black metal was gonna feel a little bit cheap or not well done or something. I just wasn't sure where we were gonna go with that, and but it did. I was pleasantly surprised because it wasn't like so traditional that it sounded like every other black metal song that's out there. At the same time, I feel like it captured like the seasons of Maine in the sense of like there's like the raw, bitter nastiness, coldness of winter, and like the dirty snow from the sand that they throw everywhere. But then there's also the beauty of our winters and the beauty of our seasons. And I know the song itself was not talking about seasons, but I just felt like it just captured Maine in the sound there. And I really liked how layered it was. So it had like that traditional kind of sort of black metal-y sort of sound to it.
Yeah.
But they started out at the beginning with an acoustic. And then they just kept a really pretty sound throughout the whole thing. I just thought that it was really like a wholesome, beautiful sound throughout it. And then of course you had your black metal vocals layered on top of it. But that sound in the middle was so thick and was so beautiful that I really thought that it beautified the entire song. It beautified the vocals, and it beautified the sound that I felt was beneath it, as in volume and quality of what I like. So I just thought that was really, really amazing. I really, really liked it. And then I was really getting into some of the sounds that they were doing. And then when he got into the whispering part, I was like really just like falling into that sound, and just like I couldn't really hear what he was saying. I was amazed that you were able to find where they were in the song. Once you pointed it out to me, I could follow the vocals at that point.
Yeah.
But when it got to the whispering part, I don't really know what he was saying, but the way that it kept switching from one side to the other, and it was like literally the volume was perfect. Everything was perfect about it. And then there was like a part of me that was like, ugh. What? Are they gonna scream at me all of a sudden?
Oh.
Can I just fall into the sound? And then I was like, no, I feel like these people know what they're doing as far as music, and I don't feel like that.
Oh, so you were afraid that they were gonna go, Wah!
Yes, I was, but I was like, I feel like these people understand the layering and sound and how, like, I think some people create music to shock you, like they want to ease you so they can yell in your ear.
Yeah.
But I felt like these were not that type of people. I was like, I think that they're creating something different here. So I just let myself just fall into that whisper, going back and forth like that, and then, you know, I was able to come out of that feeling before they even went to the scream. So it was perfect.
BC
I was shocked.
is so hilarious.
I was still shocked by the sound.
BC is the most
crap song.
He's like, I swear to God, he's like Oscar the Grouch. You're going to this big, long, articulate, it was multi-layered, multifaceted, hyper-dynamic inclusion of the extraterrestrial, understanding of the exigencies of living in terra firma, and then BC just goes, crap song. Crap song.
Literally 8 letters.
That's my opinion. Crap song.
Ridiculous.
I love BC.
Yeah, before they went into that screaming though, like they settled it, and you actually thought it was the end of the song, and then it like came with that, which obviously shocked us both. But I was ready for the song to end, so I was ready for the scream to come, I guess you could say. But I do agree that shortly after that, I was like, somebody typed, it's dragging a little.
Yeah, I think that was Al.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, it's dragging a little bit. And then I typed over here for Vinny, it's dragging. So yeah, but really, I liked it. I really did. And go ahead.
Yeah, it was.
I can share the platform. Go ahead.
Well, it was 2 minutes. Like I said, it's 2.5 minutes longer than I think it needed. It needed to be. It was interesting because they had a kind of proto Magua type vibe to them. You know, like you just play the tremolo You play a tremolo line basically through the whole song.
Yeah.
But they weren't as good at it as the Magua were. But that's high praise, at least for me, because Magua is my favorite black metal band.
Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah, that is high praise for you.
So
That's why I was like, wait, really? Because Magua's not my favorite.
they had their instincts on guitar. I really liked where they were going.
I did too.
It wasn't like all black metal.
No.
It kind of strayed a little bit,
It did.
even to a post sound a little bit, which
Yeah.
I think post is probably my favorite guitar sound. Like all the shit that I do that you like it's all post. All the other all the traditional whatever stuff. You're like, get Peter to put some drums on it, maybe I'll like it. All the post stuff, you like all the post stuff.
Oh no.
Lyrically, this was interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
This was very ambitious lyrically.
Well, really? Why?
I think. Go ahead. What was your take on what he was saying lyrically?
Well, I kind of. It was funny because like every time I thought I had like a full understanding what the song was about, then I'd read something else that would kind of throw me off a little bit. So I wasn't sure if he was just basically talking about, you know, people as a whole and like all the things that we do that maybe negatively affect us as a whole, and then our culture devours our home and renders listless our bodies till death earth prevails. That our linear perception closes doors, strangles the truth, subdues the primal and all that lives. So basically, like the way that we do things and how it holds us back and inhibits us from what we could be or what we were born to be or what we could attain to. And then
well, when you say we, who's we?
People as a whole, and all of our cultures end up doing that to us. Why? What did you get?
Well, yeah,
I was talking about humanity.
Right. Yeah. To me, the song is about trying to find the fundamental of what it means to be human.
Yeah. Rip all the cages and disrupt the current. Bring down all institution. Rip up foundation and love as you used to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not certain that I completely agree with the overarching thesis in the song.
I would. Yeah.
That the institutions are the culprits. Mm-hmm. As to why we can't love as we, you know, there's a lot of real moving parts to culture building.
Yeah.
And even humanity or defining it. And these things they sound romantic, and they are to a degree. You know, give it all the institutions. Let's just get back to loving each other.
Right.
Sounds really romantic, yeah. But there's these massive concepts in the song that are assumed to be axiomatic.
Okay.
But are not necessarily defined. So, for example, when he says, it says, our linear perceptions closes doors and strangles the truth. Mm-hmm. Okay, what is the truth? And can it be known? Because those are two massively important questions in philosophy. Quid est veritas? That's what Pilate asked Jesus when he's interrogating it. What is truth? Mm-hmm. And then the second question in philosophy is, can you know the truth objectively? So the traditional response, at least that I hold to when you ask that question, what is truth? Mm-hmm. Truth is that which corresponds to reality.
Right.
So whatever your thesis is or whatever statement you make, insofar as it corresponds to reality, if you speak in correspondence with reality, then you're speaking the truth. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. The second question then is, okay, is it possible for human beings to know the objective reality on any given subject? Is that possible? Now, a lot of my friends, including friends in this channel, because we've had the conversation, say no, it's impossible to know the truth.
Really?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I would probably argue that outside of a
all
theistic...
truth or just some truth?
The truth as a whole is a concept. You can make a good guess or a good theory, but you cannot know with certainty the truth.
I mean, I guess
that's epistemic agnosticism to a degree.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Right, and
that's such a weird world to live in.
And then that also goes into the concept of love. What does that mean? Forget all these institutions, tear up the foundations, and love like you used to. Uh-huh. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Who defines love? Mm-hmm. That's a serious question. Like, we're watching a show with a drug addict right now. And the way that she interprets life and love is people who will be willing to help her cheat her drug tests.
Right.
And for her,
or give her the drugs that she wants.
Or give her the drugs that she wants because they give her a temporary feeling of euphoria.
Yeah.
So, okay, so is her definition of love right, or is her mother's definition of love, which doesn't look like love?
Right.
Because her mother is constantly harassing her. Her mother's constantly yelling at her.
Trying to give her drug tests.
Her mother's constantly violating her privacy, giving her giving her drug tests, all the rest of it. So
and staying in the room when she takes the test, like you could tell she was obviously very offended by that.
Correct. So the friend who makes her feel good is loving her, and the mom who is trying to keep her off these drugs is not loving. So that that's not simple.
Right. Yeah.
Both of those concepts, like the song is massively ambitious, and obviously you're not going to solve every philosophical problem in a even in a 13-minute song. It's a massively, but this kind of gives a very Pollyannish view of human nature. That it's not us that's the problem, it's the institutions that are the problem, and it's the culture that's the problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, who built the culture?
Yep, right, exactly.
Who built the culture? Who built the institutions? The institutions and cultures are simply expressions of the collective will to a degree. Or an institution is the solution to a perceived problem. So one institution would be, for example, the educational institution. Ignorance is a problem. Here we've got these specialists. You send your kids to these specialists, they'll no longer be ignorant. They'll be able to go out and dominate the world, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's sort of like the dehumanization of or the separation of human beings from institutions. And then institutions themselves become the bad guys. Or, all these other things become the bad guy instead of us being the bad guy. And if we would just forget about all these institutions and different things and just live our truth and love, then everything would be great. It's like...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a bit simplistic. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it doesn't take care of the problem either, because when the problem is the institution and it's not my personal decisions that I make and your personal decisions, like what it's like that that whole experiment where if you're on a busy road and you break down, you're less likely to get help than if you're on a dead road and there's only like one or two cars going by. Because when people feel responsible, then they're going to act.
Right.
So the percentage of people that will stop when they're the only ones traveling down a road and someone's broken down is so much higher, because they feel like, well, I'm the only one that can do something, so I've got to do something to enact this change for these people. And so I think the same thing happens as far as cultures and societies go. It's so much easier to just say, well, society has a problem. That part of our culture is a problem. The rich are the problem. Those people, everybody else, instead of saying, okay, well, where am I responsible and where are you responsible? And let's do what we can to help.
Well, it's like people saying, like, Elon Musk could solve world hunger tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
It's like, could you.
Yeah.
So could I.
We all can give a little more. We all can help a little more.
But like by the way, I don't disagree with the song. I'm just saying that
you're just saying it's more.
It's a lot more complex and difficult than what he's letting on. And again, you can't solve the world's ills in such a short period of time. But he says, subdues the primal and all that lives. This is not who we are. Not one of us was born for this, which I agree. When I look at like, unforgiving capitalism that forces people to work in an Amazon warehouse for 13 hours, whatever crazy. Like I say, yeah, but again, that is that's such a massive statement. We were not born for this. That implies that there's some ultimate transcendent purpose and reason for what we were born for.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, I completely agree with you. We were not born for this. But now that begs the question, well, then what the hell were we born for? And who determined ultimately what human beings were born for? It looks like the song is saying we were not born to be cogs in the machine. We were not born, you know, the world that we currently live in is sucking away our humanity, sucking away our purpose, etc., etc. But if you're just a random collocation of atoms and everything just kind of blew up and exploded, and then here you are, there is no, it's worse than you were not born for this.
Right.
It's worse than that.
Right.
Because if it's true, you weren't born for anything, bro. Like, if the sky is empty, you were born for no reason. So, like, and again, I'm not challenging the universe of the song per se, because I don't know the belief system. I'm just talking about the belief system in that we run into. Is I'm not saying that necessarily means that you have to apply a nihilistic worldview. There's a lot of people that say, well, yep, I wasn't born for anything, but I'm going to manufacture something to be born for after the fact, which is fine. If you want to create that moral fiction, that's okay. But what I'm saying is at the root level, no, it would be by definition a fiction.
Yeah.
If you say I'm objectively born without any meaning or purpose, but I'm going to pour a subjective meaning and purpose into my life that didn't originate from outside of me, that by definition is a fiction. It's a story you are telling yourself.
I know, but it's...
Like, I'm not trying to be a dick.
I know.
Okay.
You're very smart, though. I think that, like, sometimes, like, things become so complicated, and then people look at them, like, you know, maybe you want to have a nihilist outlook, and so then you say I was born for nothing, nobody was born for everything, everything is pointless. But then, when you see parents with their children, and, like, especially when they're first born, they're looking at them, like, nobody's like, look, kid, you were born for nothing. Your existence is pointless, you know what I mean? Like, you look at your kid, and there is some sort of hope and expectation that, you know, there is something special about this one, you know what I mean? And, like, I think that all good parents kind of feel that about their kids. And you know, maybe it's more difficult if you come from a family where you're not celebrated, and maybe you don't have any kids, or you don't have any kids that you didn't celebrate, you know what I mean? Like, maybe if you're kind of sandwiched in between, no celebration on both sides, maybe life does feel pretty, like, pointless, and you know what I mean? But, like, how, seriously, like, how are you gonna look at your baby and be like, wow, what a pointless child, what a pointless existence, you know what I mean?
And this feeling that I have is simply
neurons firing up.
Yeah, a chemical reaction. Get the fuck out of here, please. You don't even know why strawberries taste like strawberries, but here you are. Go ahead.
Here you are.
It don't make no sense.
But anyway, I really enjoyed the song. I'm gonna go with a 9.8, actually, believe it or not. Like, that's not my style of music, but I really think that they just made it so bad. 9.7. I gotta bring it down a little bit because that ending was too long.
Look at these breeders who pretend they're my friends, not telling me about the new little blessing before these losers around me. Insulted.
I actually had to basically lie to Amy.
I was certain that you had told her.
No, we were already saying we weren't telling anybody. So I wasn't telling anybody. You were like, did you tell anybody? Why? How many people did you tell?
I only told AT, but that's when he came to visit.
You told him when he came to visit?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it when I was there?
Well, I figured he would congratulate you. But he wasn't congratulating you. So when I went to drop him off, I'm like, hey. He's like, well, you told me not to say anything. I was like, oh, this is some gang shit. He's on some gang shit.
Wow.
He do okay. He do okay in the hood.
I was glad he wanted to come visit. I was so sick, though. I had to pull myself out of bed, put some makeup on my face, and then if I would have known that he knew I was pregnant, then I wouldn't have had to hide how sick I was.
Did I say, like, she looks like she does in the videos, huh?
Yeah, you did. You did. Why? Why are you saying that?
Because I think people probably, it's a filter, it's a whatever. It's like, I'm the one that needs the filter, not this one.
You're funny.
Look at this guy. He's such a gangster. I didn't want her to get mad at you. I was like, I was waiting for that shit to happen. It was just not happening.
AT, I was glad though that you came to hang out.
Too busy dealing with Johan and his Putin loving self. Go ahead.
They've got all the kids, all the babies are walking around saying Putin, Putin, And then they just laugh at each other. I'm like, why is everybody saying Putin around here?
It's our freaking house.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, so I like
now
this.
they're playing that game, League of, what is it?
Yeah, it's a war game.
It's a war game?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was walking, Dory was walking with his head down. I was like, what happened? He's like, yeah, you know, they just nuked my, my whatever.
Anyway, so 9.7 for me. I had to take it down a little bit because the ending was just I felt dragging on. What about you, Vinny?
What'd you give it?
9.7.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I thought it dragged on a little bit, but I just thought that the lyrical content was so ambitious. They did such a good job with the lyrical content, in my opinion. They did such a great job. A little bit too long, but I thought they did a good job. They represented Maine really well. I
agree.
I feel really represented. Gang. We should probably do a show with them.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we got 3 songs.
Reach out to us, yeah.
Hey, we got 3 songs. Let's go on tour! Huh? We
can criticize our song.
Yeah, we got a hot, whatever, and then you have an African American fella.
We're expecting a baby. We're pregnant again for like the millionth time.
All right. Having said that, dear listener, we are having an insignificant child who means nothing and is here for no other purpose.
A pointless fetus grows within my womb.
Pointless fetus. VIN out.
Sorry, out.
Go.
Okay. Wow. Dying fetus is next.
Dying fetus. Yeah. On that note.
From womb to waist.
God almighty. Commercial break.
Oh, what a weird
105.26. I'm VIN.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/VIN and SORI. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch. Show it to me.
TZ or TS?
Show it to me.
Buy merch indeed. A child shall lead them. Maybe we should put it up as a poll. I'd be like, I want to name the kid Damien. Soraya wants to name... And we'll see who wins that poll. I feel like I've got a pretty good shot.
Well, you know what we'll do is we'll post it in 2 groups. We'll post it here, and we'll post it that horrible pub group.
This is a first.
Reformed.
This is the first time. No, I would never subject our child to that. This is the first time that somebody else is gonna name my child. This is literally would be the first time if I allowed that.
I allowed that.
Yeah. I did it because Seti's in the house. So I wanted to.
You're such a bad person.
There's so much badness. You have no idea.
Man. Yeah, I kept thinking about that King review.
Yeah.
I kept replaying some of the stuff you were saying. I was like, ugh. Ugh.
All right. Speaking of gross reviews, we
shout
have
out to Metal Cat, who is our DJ tonight, who's brought us a very disgusting sounding band and song. Dying Fetus. Dying Fetus is the name of the band, From Womb to Waist.
Yes, brought to you by Planned Parenthood, dear listener.
Brought to you
Holy
by
shit.
Planned Parenthood.
From womb to waist.
Oh, that's so sad.
Dying fetus. Let's do it. Actually, hold on. Let me prepare myself. Smoke them if you got them, ladies and gentlemen. Dying fetus.
You got 'em. Prepare yourself.
From womb to waist. Let's do it. Or let's not, depending.
It's not my fault I'm pregnant and I love drugs. Who cares? Fuck the baby, let it die.
A lyric video?
Wow. It doesn't sound like they agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not celebrating.
No. What we're doing. Yeah, they're not celebrating.
They're not celebrating it.
I mean, it was a really graphic, but I mean, you know, like sometimes you see like pro-life people outside of abortion clinics and they're holding up big signs of, you know, dismembered babies to show what abortion is about. And I remember like one time telling you like, I'm very upset that they do that.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, are you more upset by the sign or are you more upset about what they're doing? And I was like, it was a weird question because I was upset about what they were doing, but I was also upset about the sign. And then I thought, it's true. And then I started watching other people's reactions to it, and people got really angry about those signs, but didn't care about what was happening inside the clinic. And so I thought, you know, those signs are a lot. They're, God, they're heartbreaking. But at the same time, if it helps people to see the tragedy that's going on, I don't know. And this song to me is like one of those signs. Like it's said in like detail in the way that it's hard to. But at the same time, like the way that we as Americans are about abortion as a whole, like there is this sort of don't care attitude about it.
Oh yeah, there's a giant social contract when it comes to that subject.
Yeah.
And it is, the less I know about it, the better. You can do what you want to do in this nice, you know, clinic here. Just, I don't want to know the details.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like everybody wants a burger. Nobody wants to see how the burger gets made. There are a lot of topics here. I mean, initially, what did the girl say at the beginning?
Well, she was saying that she's pregnant, but she loves to get high. So, you know, like
What was that?
It's not her
fault. It's not my
fault.
fault. I'm pregnant and I love drugs. Who cares? Fuck the baby. Let it die.
Yeah. Can you pass me that blanket?
Huh?
Can you pass me that blanket beside you?
I guess for me, a lot of this has to do with like our society having to get over the cognitive dissonance and figure out who and what we actually are.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
Well, for example, if a girl says, it's not my fault I'm pregnant and I love drugs, who cares? Fuck the baby, let him die.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's her body.
Right.
Don't
So
you
what
believe
do
in
they
bodily
care?
autonomy?
Yeah.
So doesn't she get to do as much drugs as she wants, even if it's going to kill the baby? Because isn't the entire argument that we can't tell people what to do with their bodies?
Yeah.
And when does the bodily autonomy stop with the woman? Is it when you're uncomfortable with the process of a late term abort?
Yeah.
That's part of it. It's like, just figure out who you are.
Yeah.
If you're a bodily autonomy absolutist, then the phrase "I'm pregnant and I love drugs, fuck the baby," that should cause you no moral issues whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It's her body.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I mean,
it's her body.
If you look at I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you look at what happens with a DNC abortion when you're sucking the baby piece by piece from itself with no anesthesia, if somebody is on drugs and the baby ends up dying because they use too much drugs, it seems like that would be a much easier way, a less painful way for the baby to go. I'm not saying that people should do that. I'm just saying, like, given the two options, people should be more horrified by the baby getting sucked apart, right? Yeah,
I mean, look, I did an episode in Middle America, and I've actually contacted. It's a secular feminist. They're called like the pro-life progressives or something like that. This woman is a secular feminist atheist, but radical pro-lifer.
Okay.
And somehow she got into contact with these babies, like 115 aborted, and they're in DC. And DC,
Yeah, that crew, yep.
DC doesn't have gestational limits. They're one of the 6 states that doesn't have gestational limits. So if you
Which means it doesn't matter how far along you are in your pregnancy, as long as it's still within your womb, you can abort it.
So I guess she was the one that called the police and reported that there were 5 babies, and some of these babies were like 27, 28 weeks along. And there was a thing about a week and a half ago, thank God. I mean, I put my thing up on Twitter about it. I was like, I don't want to see any dead babies in my feed, because this woman had the babies. They were, I mean, we know what a 26-week, 28-week old kid looks like.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't. And so people were like freaking out. And of course the media, when the media did the report, they tried to make the woman look like a crazy person.
Oh yeah, I know.
Which I understand. It's very easy. Like, what the fuck? You had 115 dead kids? Like, what the fuck are you doing? But my whole thing is the very fact that there is a reaction against the woman holding these fetuses indicates to me that our society does know that a fetus is a baby, and it's just an interchangeable term. You see what I'm saying? Why are you freaked out about it? It's not a human being. It's just a clump of cells.
I'm just gonna send you this.
Which so are you, by the way. You're still just a clump of cells. But like, aside from the argument as to whether it's moral or not, I think everybody knows intuitively and universally it's immoral to hack a child to death in its mother's womb. But we're gonna pretend like we don't know that there's some moral ambiguity. Okay, then why do you care that this woman has these babies then? Since we're pretending,
right. That's true.
We're pretending that we don't know what's going on. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
Why is it? You know, Anna Kasparian's like, oh my God, she's so weird, blah, blah, blah. Why is it weird? It's not a human being. It's just a pile of cells. What's the problem?
Yeah, that is a really good point, babe.
People are saying, oh, she should be arrested, put her in jail for life. Why? For what?
Babe, take those so you can put it on there. This is where we're at. So we're only 13 weeks along. So we're very at the beginning of this whole process. And this is how far the baby looks already at 13 weeks. The babies that in this were 26 weeks, which is way further.
I mean, like literally twice as far.
Yeah.
Like this is literally twice as developed. This is 13 weeks, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you 2 so you can put, you know, there's a front angle and then there's a little side angle, but like it's crazy. So this is like the baby can open and close their fists already at 13 weeks. The heart has been beating.
I think the hands are unwebbed at this point too.
Yeah, they are. It's crazy because almost by the time that you find out you're pregnant, it's very shortly after that the baby's heart is beating and everything's like it's just insane, like how much development happens just within the first couple of weeks before you even realize that you're pregnant. So this is the size of the baby at 13 weeks.
Yeah.
And these babies were 26 weeks. I mean, holy moly.
Yeah. So and so, you know, I shot the Middle America commercial on it, and there were so many people that messaged me afterwards and said I had no idea, because they didn't know about states without gestational limits.
God.
And then they thought, oh, okay, well, women who are aborting that late, it's life-threatening issues. So then I literally I showed the Guttmacher report where that's not the case. Mm-hmm. That women who are aborting in third trimester are aborting for the same reason that women are doing it in the first trimester, which is economic, social, etc., etc., etc. Family relationship issues, boyfriend.
It's a lot of times that they break up with their boyfriend and they find out their boyfriend was cheating, or it's a lot of times that their relationship takes a drastic change and then they're like, they can't even bear to deal with the relationship change.
Yeah.
And adding on top of that, having a baby is just too much. So
yeah, so I don't know, like, so if a woman says, I have a career and I'm not gonna let this fetus screw with my career, so I'm gonna go kill him tomorrow, that's something where we say, yay, female empowerment. But if a girl says, I enjoyed drugs and it's not my fault and I don't care, let the baby die, that's bad. And that's what I'm saying, is we just have to figure out who we are.
Yeah, and I have such a problem.
What's the difference?
Like, with that even being a thing, like, how are you going to support it's like, you know, as a parent, there's some decisions that your kids make that they're dumb decisions, man. And so you got to tell them, like, that's a bad decision.
Yeah.
And they don't like you when you say that. They want you to agree with everything that they say, and they don't want you to disagree with them. But if you love them, you're gonna disagree with them, and you're gonna say, this is a bad decision, and this is how this is gonna affect you in your future. If you keep doing this or that thing, like, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna affect your family. The thing with bad behavior patterns, or sin as we call it, that is gonna hurt the people that you love the most. That's how that works. And so when you have a woman that's in a tough financial situation, or her relationship status has changed or whatever, like, I'm a part of this mom group, and periodically a mom will post in there, and she'll say, it's like a support group, I guess, more for females, but somebody will post in there like, my relationship changed, I need to abort my baby, and they're looking for money to be able to abort the baby. And like, every single time I see one of those posts, I always tell them, you know, we have 6 kids, we've got another one on the way, but like, don't abort this baby. I always tell them, my husband and I will adopt your baby, and it can be an open abortion. So
open adoption.
I always do that. I've done that for years. An open adoption. So if you change your mind 6 years down the road, and you want the baby back, like, we'll work with you to get the baby back to you, you know? And but I'm giving that option, and I give the option, and every single time they say, no, I just want to kill the baby. And I'm like, I really want for moms to be able to have that option and that support to be able to make that decision, because regardless, like, we've talked to women that have done this, and the older that you get, the wiser you get, and the more life slows down, and the more you have to face the decisions and the regrets of the past. And like, you still have to, no matter what happened, whether it was a rape or it was a bad relationship, you have to face the fact that all of those things happened to you. And as horrible as those things are, and I'm like the first person to say, like, fuck rapists, like, there should be a very, very high penalty for that. But that still happened, that event still happened. And if you connect that with then an abortion, every time you remember that event, you're gonna also remember what you did with your child. And I know multiple women who, even though it was a rape situation, ended up going through with the pregnancy, and they tell me all the time that was their saving grace, was that baby was alive. So it almost doesn't take away from the pain of the rape, but it was something that they wouldn't have changed. Like, they would love to have been away from the rape, but they love their baby, and that baby was like their saving grace. I've heard it multiple times. Every single one of them. I've never met one yet that has said, I regret having the baby. All of them, you know, have said the opposite. But I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like, one, there's not enough support, but two, there, you know, because it's seen as a viable option, and people don't realize what it does to you emotionally, psychologically, and physically, that they don't realize how detrimental it is to them as a person. And so that's why I always tell people, I'm like, I'm pro-woman. And part of being pro-woman is to put every woman in the best situation, the best possible state, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And the way to do that is not to encourage her to kill her baby, but to say, I'm going to support you through this in whatever way that you need the support, so that way you can heal from this event, you can heal from this without making things much worse for yourself and for yourself in the future as well. So
Yeah. It was hard to, like, people were saying, like, oh, these are over the top lyrics, yada yada yada. These are not over the top lyrics.
No.
I mean, this is real life.
Yeah.
This is real life. This is what happens.
Yeah, I always kind of like respect to them for.
Yeah, I respect the hell out of this song
for being as explicit as they were.
Yeah, and you know, the idea of a child being thrown in the garbage like trash, like, it was crazy, because one of these clinic workers, when this story came out, because people were massively disturbed, they're like, wait a second, we're doing this to, like, whole intact kids? Wait a minute. And then the Planned Parenthood lady on Twitter, she's like, yeah, there have been some questions about how we dispose of the products of conception. First thing she said was products of conception, and then she said, blah blah blah, this is how we deal with medical waste. And it's just like, products of conception. You can't even say, hey, this woman has fully intact babies. Yeah, nope. We went from baby to fetus to products of conception. Like, that's the thing. It's like you can't say in then medical waste. You can't say it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't have to do a lot of like convincing people that this is wrong. I know that people know it's wrong just based on how they approach the issue.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
If people truly believed that this was a moral thing to do, they would say, just like the abortionist guy. He says, yeah, I kill babies. That's what I do, is I kill babies. I don't mess around with words. That's what he said. I kill babies. Okay. That's a guy who's like, he's jumped. He's crossed someplace in his conscience where he can look at himself and say, this is what we're doing. But when you start using terms like products of conception, medical waste, I go, okay, you're right there in the midst of your cognitive dissonance. You're trying to act like you don't know what you're doing is literally the epitome of the opposite of what you're supposed to do as a healthcare provider.
Yeah. Exactly.
That tells me that you
exactly.
know. But it's interesting because he also talks about people who blow up abortion clinics.
I know, yeah.
And he just kind of mentioned it in passing, but I think it's the epitome of the hypocrisy in the quote pro-life movement, where you have people who are saying they're fighting for life and yet they're willing to kill all these people.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like everybody. So the receptionist, this, to that, everybody's getting it. Everybody's crazy. I mean, we've had a couple of these situations, and they're very few and far between. But you have guys that'll walk up right to a doctor and blow them away, things of that nature. It's like, and to me, it's like, okay, what were you thinking? Were you thinking that would end the practice of abortion all over the world? Or is it you're just angry at this guy? Because it's so easy to just pull a trigger, to depress a trigger. It's really hard to get in the grind day in and day out and fight for this stuff at the legal level, the municipal level, with your friends. You will lose friends if you speak about what's really happening with these kids. You will absolutely lose friends. People will turn on you, whatever. It's so much easier to just go, you know what, I'm pissed off. Clack, clack, go ahead. It looks like you disagree there.
Well, I mean, I don't think necessarily that it's because you're just angry and you just want to blow somebody away. I think that, like, when you see day in, day out all these babies getting killed, and you see that it doesn't stop, like, the clinic near us, it was, every Friday. So Fridays were the day that were abortions. So you knew every single person that walked in to the clinic and then would walk out hours later. And they all looked pale and very sad and very troubled when they left. And even, I know that they give them medicine to help them not feel so troubled. And
yeah,
but they still, the medicine wasn't enough to cover their troubles. And when you keep seeing that and like you realize, like, another baby, and then you say, okay, well, it's not just in my town, but it's in multiple places in my state. And then you say it's multiple states within our country, and it's, all, so the number gets so big. What was it, 3,000 abortions per day?
Yeah,
per day 3,000 babies, like. And I think that it's a sort of, I don't want to say psychosis or mania that can kind of hit you. It doesn't necessarily have to be hate. It's just that, like, the idea that babies are just being killed on a mass level like that, I think that it just makes people, you could lose your mind a little bit in it because it's so horrific. And so I think that they just want to stop it. And obviously killing one of those doctors is not going to stop it. Someone else is going to replace him. Like, we need a whole heart change and a mind change in our entire country. You know, obviously we need repentance on a mass scale. And honestly, we need truth tellers, because there's a lot of women, I believe, that have shouted their abortion and then later have regretted their abortion, but have been silent about those regrets. And we need those women and those voices to speak up for the younger generation of women who are coming of age and are coming to the point where they're going to start aborting their children. They need to hear those older voices say, I regret it. I see the school bus and I regret it. I see graduation day and I regret it. I see a wedding day and I regret it because my baby never made those milestones because I made those decisions. But until we get truth tellers or husbands saying, I saw my wife after she had the abortion and I saw her mental state decline and I saw her emotions and I saw what she went through, until people start being honest about what they've seen and what they've experienced, then change is going to be a lot harder to come. We need honesty. And when we still have this going on and people shouting their abortions and not being honest, that's going to slow the thing down.
Yeah, and I think that's, I mean, the Planned Parenthood lobby knows that, and that's why they do a great job of pushing all those voices out of secular, feminine. There is no space for a secular feminist woman to speak openly and frankly, publicly about regretting her abortion. None.
Right.
It's hilarious. You know, I had a couple of the pro-life feminists that were it's fascinating. You know what's really fascinating is that group, the group we were with, all led by women.
Yep.
The group we were with they were very active, led by women for damn near close to 20 years, and they were grinding, going to court, all types of shit. And this group in DC is led by women. CNN talked about it. Like most of the pro-life, like especially the hyperactive, it's all women. And so like there's this, even CNN had to finally acknowledge it. Like there are a groundswell of pro-life feminists, and it's in Albany is the prototype. Like you had an abortion, all the lies, she was lied to about it, etc., etc. And then after she commits this irreversible act, then she's left holding the bag, but then she's functioning in a society where she was not able to ever express that and get. I'm not talking about like, oh, there's a counselor or whatever. I'm talking about what your society, how your society treats you, and how your sisters treat you, and why aren't the same people who are saying shout your abortion also saying, hey, if you regret your abortion, shout that too, because we're just about supporting women. How come?
Exactly.
How come they're coming to me, the pro-life asshole, the man?
Right.
Why do they got to come to me in private message? How come they can't say it out in public?
Right.
Now, that's a serious question that all the supposed pro-woman, feminists, whatever, really need to answer. How come they're always talking to me about it on the side? They know what I'm about.
Yep.
So, like, that's a very, very frustrating aspect of this whole discussion.
I think churches, too. I don't think that there's a space in churches for women to say, I had an abortion and I'm in pain because of it.
It's true.
Like, I've never seen, I'm sure that there are some churches out there, but I've never seen churches that have an abortion healing. Like, you know how they have the different groups, if you've been through a divorce, if you've been through this, like, there should be one for that.
But I'll say, even on the pro-life side, that we just don't know how to listen to people.
Yes.
Well, it's like, if she talks about her abortion, like, just listen. Don't try to convert her. Here's my thing. I don't even try to convert people to pro-life. If a girl comes to me on the side and has that conversation, like, I'm not even going to tell her, like, okay, you learn your lesson, never have an abortion again. I just give the girl a platform to say something. So on our side too, a lot of these girls would talk to us, male or female, if they felt that we were not going to come after them, make an example out of them, parade them as some, POW of the pro-life, oh, look, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
Just talking to them as a human being and listening to the pain and suffering. Because, like, if you look at the subject of this song, this is a girl saying, I'm on drugs and I don't care and yada, yada, yada. She's in a lot of pain. So, like, there's the fruit of the action, which is the abortion and the drugs or the smoking crack so much that you miscarry your child or severe birth defects. That is the fruit, but what's at the root? And how do we help these girls? And that's where our side contributes to so many abortions. And when I say our side, I'm talking specifically about pro-life right-wingers who, you know, if the you know, it's almost true. Like left-wingers, they don't give a fuck about the kid if it's in the womb, but after it's born, then the kid is safe for the left-wingers. Right-wingers don't give a fuck about the kid after it's born, but prior to it being born, then you know what I'm saying? It's like economy, education, those are the number one, whether it's first trimester or third trimester. That's the number one reason. It's economic. Okay, let's attack that. Let's find ways to get girls the help that they need, instead of judging these girls for whatever when men are running society, especially evangelical Christians. So me personally, I hold men in right-wing evangelicalism the most responsible for abortion in America. And the people that I see, that it's fascinating because when I get into these modes or whatever, the people that are most vocal, that I've had most of my wars with and moderated debates with, have been men. Because men are obvious beneficiaries of this industry. Obviously, and
Clearly.
and if you've ever been around the culture, you know it. I've with my own eyes seen girls shoved into clinics, girls turning around ready to talk to you, and their boyfriend shoves them right past the feminist Planned Parenthood folks, right past the police, shoves them right into the building. And no, the police didn't.
Screaming at me and pushed her.
All them feminists there. Fuck out of here.
I was telling her, I said, just stop. We'll help you. Whatever you need, we'll help you. Fuck you, he said. Fuck you. And he shoved her in the clinic.
And then he shoved her in the clinic.
Right in front of the cop and everything.
Cop said nothing. The little pink vest.
The so-called feminists that were running the
said
show
nothing.
Said nothing about the woman getting shoved from her back
Didn't
into
say a
there.
word.
She couldn't have a word. She couldn't listen. She
Didn't say
couldn't
a
hear.
word.
She couldn't talk back. No, she had to just go in there and do what he wanted. Clearly.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Deep song. It's a deep song. I just think, you know, we just have to decide who we are.
Yeah.
If it's cool for a girl to kill her child because the kid is going to impede her ambitions, then it should be fine for the girl to kill a child because the child is going to impede her desire to get high. I don't see the difference. There is no material difference. Literally, when I say there's no material difference, there's literally no material difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Dying Fetus. It's a terrible situation, but good song.
I gotta silent count this one because the topic is so intense, but I really mad respect to them for doing this.
I agree. I respect the hell out of this band for doing that. Yeah, so shout out to them. All right, well, there you are. Silent count. Rest in peace to all the babies, and rest in peace to all the women who've been forever changed and not been able to talk about it. Got nothing but love for you.
Yeah.
And
peace to you.
That's why Jesus died such a brutal death, man. Period. It's because we do this shit to each other, and we do it to the most defenseless.
And there is forgiveness.
And we're apathetic. So
there is forgiveness.
So I don't know what the bigger crime is, our apathy or the fact that this happens. But either way, we all need forgiveness. And I said, that's for sure. All right, there you go. VIN out.
Sorry out.
Gone.
Wow.
As far as birth control goes,
Candlemass-Bewitched is next.
Anything that extinguishes a already developing human life is where the line is drawn. So. Scientifically speaking, a human life begins at the moment of conception. That's a science. So if you've got something that stalls conception, then go for it. I'm not a Roman Catholic, although I'm very sympathetic to their perspective on life as far as how I engage, obviously. But no, anything that extinguishes a human life after conception, I'm against. But before that, you're good to go. Pro-choice should be based on my should be based on my mind, my choice, because you're taking the choice away from a whole other body that doesn't get to decide. Is morality based on choice or not? Not particularly certain that I know exactly what you're saying, but it looks like what you're saying is, if you believe in abortion based on the concept of pro-choice, then it's inherently contradictory because you're taking away the choice from the child in the womb. So there's that. Do you worry about the zygote that doesn't attach to the wall and never develops through natural forces? I don't know what you mean by worry. What does worry mean? Those things are what people call acts of God for shorthand. I think there's a difference between what happens as an act of God or an act of nature versus our intentional, purposeful killing of a developing human being. Right, just be honest. That's my thing, is just be honest. Like, you know, look, there's been a couple people that have been like, yeah, I'm killing babies and I'm good with it because I believe people can have careers or whatever. Okay, be honest about it. That's all. That's my thing. And my thing is our inability to be brutally honest about what we're doing and what we're supporting tells me that we know it's wrong. Otherwise, makes no sense. Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things. Gross! Gross! Yeah, I mean, Riv, I think the control women's bodies line, I don't think it's landing very well anymore. Just because, as I've been saying, the most active pro-life groups are all run by women. These are all women taking up this mantle. So I think the pro abortion people are going to have to come up with a different accusation against people. That doesn't land, you know, the whole like you just want to control women's bodies thing doesn't land very well when people are seeing, you know, decapitated, you know, whatever. Jesus became a Super Saiyan is what you told me. Pete, please explain. It just means that at the resurrection, Jesus was kind of upgraded, and you know that's basically the concept of resurrection, is that you become better than what you were before. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see River, Michigan outlawing contraceptives. What title of legislation is that? Because if Michigan is outlawing contraceptives, I'll shoot a Middle America on it. So I would be all about it if that's what was happening. So yeah, show me that. So anyway, yeah, shout out to Metal Cat. That was a good song, my guy.
Yeah, wow.
That was a really, really good song. I mean, it is what it is. I really hate it when you say pro-abortion. It's so fucking mean to label it like that. What do you mean mean?
Wait, what?
I don't understand when you say that, Amy. I really don't. Because again, to me, if I was on your guys' side, I would say I'm pro-abortion. I understand you're saying. You're saying pro-choice, but I mean.
Yeah, but we've seen it. It's really not a choice. These women were not given choices. They were just shoved in there, and a lot of women don't feel like it's an actual choice. And the other women that we've spoken to, they said that when they got in there, they asked the technician, "Can you show me like the ultrasound?" And of course, they were teenagers at the time. So they said that when they showed the ultrasound, they saw nothing that even resembled a baby. Now they, these other women
Same
knew,
thing that happened in Albany.
Yeah, they knew when they got older and decided that they were going to have a child that at a very young age, the baby looks like a tiny little baby. So they weren't even showing them.
And again, why is being pro-abortion mean? What's mean? I thought abortion was a completely moral act.
Right. If there's, yeah.
So if abortion is a morally neutral or a morally good act, why would it be bad to be pro-abortion?
Right.
The only way that could be mean or used to vilify anyone is if both of us agreed that abortion was a bad, villainous thing to do.
Right.
If it wasn't a bad, villainous thing to do, then there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Like, I'm not a vegan. If somebody were to say to me, Vin is pro-chicken or pro-eating chicken, I'd say, yeah, I'm pro-eating chicken. Because I believe that eating chicken is a morally neutral action. So if someone were to say to me, are you pro-eating chicken? I'd say yes. So that my thing is just make a decision. Mm-hmm. If abortion is a bad act and you don't want the term pro-abortion applied to your position, then I think there's a deeper issue happening.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think that that all women are forced to do it. I think there's lots of women who make that decision for themselves and choose to do that. But again, that's still pro-abortion.
And I think she means nobody's excited about it. How come? How come nobody's excited about it? I'm not playing dumb. I'm just asking questions. My thesis is we all know it's wrong.
Right.
And that's why you want to get away from the term pro-abortion. Because you don't want to say that you're pro something that sounds wrong. But then the deeper question is, let's not bicker about being pro-abortion. If you don't want to be associated with being pro-abortion, why? The reason that I'm never going to use the term pro-choice is because I don't believe that that's what's happening. I don't believe that that's what's happening for 100% of the women who are going to kill their children. And 100% of the time, the child's decision is not being accounted for. So I can't in good conscience use the term pro-choice. I'm not gonna take part in what I believe is a deceptive attempt to verbally engineer this conversation away out of our consciousness or out of our conscience. The baby doesn't get to choose, and in many occasions, the woman doesn't really get to choose, whether it's a societal pressure or familial pressure. I've been in enough situations with young ladies. Not all situations. There are women who hop, skip, and jump and are happy about their 15th abortion. But there have been too many situations that I myself have experienced to where I go, no, this is not simply women sitting there making a mathematical choice and, oh, this is what's best for me. And so that's why they end up in the clinic. That's why I don't use the term pro-choice. Because that doesn't communicate the reality of what happens on the ground. And it definitely doesn't communicate the reality for the child. 50% of which are women, by the way. You saw that thing that happened with that lady? Yeah. That lady says, abortion is a fundamental human right. So I said, well, if the person that you're aborting is a girl, then haven't you just stripped her right to an abortion?
Did she respond?
Of course not. All right, commercial time. We shall return. I'm Ben.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at VinAndSOri@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
They do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft.
What?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/VIN and SORI. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. SORI and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener, buy our merch. Okay, we got one more song for you beautiful people.
There.
We had a wonderfully uncontroversial song right before. And now we've
next
got
up,
a
Candlemass-Bewitched. Double check that, should be good.
gentle song for you to listen to, dear listener.
Again, we are doing the Metal Cat stream.
Brought to you by the big homie Metal
And this
Cat.
little kitty.
Yes. Okay. This is Candlemass. The name of the song is Bewitched. The name of the band is Candlemass. Let's do it.
Let's check it out.
Also sounds doomy. I wish you guys would see this video.
Okay. So I scrolled down because I was like, what are people saying about this music video? Because I thought it was a little ridiculous. So NR Productions a year ago put a comment under their thing. It says, "It amazes me how spotless the music is. Perfect vocals. Everything is excellent. But the video is nothing but a meme generator."
I wish, seeing as how it's the last song, if I would have put it together, I wish we would have just put the official,
see what happens,
official song in there. Damn it!
I know.
Somebody next time tell me to put the thing in there. Damn it!
It was a very weird video. Like the guy rises from the dead, and then he's got all of his little people bewitched around him. He was saying something to the girl too. I think it was kind of like the witch hunt thing going on.
Oh my God.
Resenting her for his own attraction to her. I don't know. And it was very weird. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. Okay. The vocals were very repetitive also. You are bewitched over, you are bewitched over and over.
You are bewitched.
Can you see the devil in me? Just take a look in my eyes. I'll play for you this wicked melody. Its magic will reach for your soul. Man, you know what? To be honest with you, this reminds me of how the Christians thought like metal was.
Yes.
Can't you see the devil in them? Just take a look in their eyes.
Yeah,
they will play for you a wicked melody. Its magic will reach for your soul.
That's you. That's how you guys grew up thinking of metal.
Big time, yeah.
Okay.
It burns inside, no place to hide. The strange tune possesses your mind.
I guess there's a debate in the chat.
About what?
Didn't this sound like it was a song tailor-made for Ozzy Osbourne?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%.
This is
How
Ozzy.
is there a debate?
Yeah, well, people are like, no, I guess the guy's name is Messiah or something like that.
Oh, no.
The singer. They're like, no, he's a better singer. Like, I don't think Ozzy is like a top-notch singer. I just, like, as far as like the attitude and the feeling and the pace and the tempo of the song, it felt like an Ozzy song. But anyway, all right. I guess I'm the only one.
I mean,
you are bewitched. See, y'all didn't know I could hit notes, did you? All right, keep going.
It burns inside, no place to hide. This strange tune possesses your mind. It comes over you in the nightmare. It's true. You will enter the realm of the dark. You are bewitched.
You are bewitched.
Bewitched by delight, you'll reach the night, dancing and singing to my fiddle. So take my hand and understand that no one will see you again. You are bewitched. I am the master of the enchanted tune. I'll play for you. Play for your joy, for your soul, for your doom. My fingers, they dance upon the strings like fire, weaving a spell of my burning desire. Sing with me, meet your destiny, set yourself free to the magic. So come with me, my kingdom to see. Believe me, you're captured, my friend. So I don't know, like, and you know, this is me coming from my like world. This is 1987. So I literally don't know, like, because he had like the black thing and the thing around his neck and stuff, like.
Yeah.
If you played this type of music back in the 80s and your parents were at all religious or anybody around you was religious, I'm sure you heard like how bad it was, you know, the bewitching thing, all this stuff. So I'm not sure if they don't make this song like kind of mocking too. You know what I mean?
Like a tongue-in-cheek type of troll?
Well, no, both. Like tongue-in-cheek, but also like...
I don't know, man. That satanic panic was real. I don't think like metalheads were like fucking with that in the 80s because like we literally destroyed these people's lives. Like there's
did he really think that this was true?
Who?
That
Christian?
No, not Christians. Like this band.
It was... No, I'm saying like... He's singing about it. It could be he read a comic book or something and he was fascinated with the comic book. I'm not saying that like he takes it completely seriously. I'm saying that I don't know. Like if I was a metalhead in the late 80s, I mean, this is before our time a little bit, but if I was a metalhead in the late 80s, early 90s, I would not play around with like the satanic panic stuff, like unless I was like really into that shit because people were going to trial. People were like getting locked up. I mean, like,
what?
Yeah, like metalhead kids, like their lives were legit. Like
they were getting locked up.
I'm telling you, it's true because of the whole satanic panic stuff and the witchcraft accusations. And
Okay,
all the rest
but if
of it.
that's the case, then why would you make a song like this unless you really believed that this is what you were doing?
Because, like I
it's
said,
either a giant joke or it's what you really think, and you believe that you could bewitch even the judge.
well, look, it burns inside, no place to hide. This strange tune possesses your mind. It comes over you, and the nightmare is true. You'll enter the realm of the dark. You're bewitched. Bewitched. I'm assuming that's by delight, not be delight. Maybe that's
that's a mistake over there. By delight.
Yeah, the West Memphis 3. People went to prison.
That is so messed
Okay, but
up.
Perk is taking your side. Metal bands absolutely did troll over the satanic stuff. That was Venom's entire shtick, for example. Other bands did that too. There are very few genuine Satanists. It was all shock. So that's on your side.
I mean, it looks.
So
yeah.
Perk is saying no, they were really trolling these folks.
Yeah, I mean that's. Especially like if you're a part of it and you know, like, yo, this is not really like. It's not like satanic like they're making it seem like. You know what I mean? It just seems to me that they would then say, okay, let's create a whole song saying that we are, because honestly, if they were as great as the Christians were making them out to be, like that's some pretty freaking unbelievable shit. You could bewitch people, like it's so satanic, like you listen to it, you're getting sucked right into it, you're getting possessed. Like if you had that type of power in your band, I mean, holy shit.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't think that they believe they had that kind of power. I think they're just like,
what do you mean? You're playing in front of
Let's do
thousands
it.
of people. You can control if they put their hands up, put their hands down, stand up, sit down, jump, stand. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think that they thought that they were possessing people.
I disagree with you. I just think it just depends on, especially if you're taking possession. You know how
Comes over you and the nightmare is true. You'll enter the realm of the dark.
Well, you know, like Cowboys from Hell. Like, do you think Pantera literally thought they were Cowboys from Hell, or were they just describing?
No, that's different.
They were describing what it means to be a metalhead and what it means to be in a metal band.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Metallica of Wolf and Man. Do you really think they were talking about being wolves, or were they just using the predatory aspect of being a wolf to describe what it's like to be, Metallica going through a town and consuming, being a predator or whatever? So, yeah, I do think them standing there, I think they're using the term bewitched could be used as a way to talk about their influence, the music that they do, the world that they create when they're on stage with their fans. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that would be my initial understanding, actually, of what the song is talking about.
Yeah, I think it's them saying they understand that they have influence, but obviously they're not like, I don't think they believe that they're possessing people's minds and all that. I think that they realize that they have influence over people, and that all the Christians are saying. What's the difference between
influencing someone? If I say this, hold on. If I say this person is influenced by Satan, how would you interpret that?
Well, Satan is influencing what they're doing. There's a difference between being influenced by Satan and being possessed. If you're possessed, whether you're around their influence or not, you're still going to act in their way.
Okay, so when Paul said, "You foolish Galatians, who has
bewitched you?"
Okay, so he says he uses the term bewitched there. Does that mean that he thinks that the Galatians are all like zombies of the Judaizers?
No.
It's just talking about they're being influenced.
Yeah, I think that's to my point. I don't think that they thought they were actually possessing people and the people are going around like zombies. I think that they were just saying we influence
Well, that's
these
my
people.
point, is that the term, they're using it metaphorically. That's why I brought up
No, I think that they're using it intentionally because of what Christian people were saying.
What's the difference between metaphorically and intentionally?
Because if it's metaphorical, then they don't really believe they're possessing people. But I think they believed, but the Christians believed they were possessing people. Absolutely. And
How's
so
that
I think
different
they're
from what I'm
using that
saying?
word on purpose. What, literally? Are you...
How's it different from what I'm saying?
Okay, it sounded different than what you were saying.
I'm saying they're using the term bewitched in a metaphorical sense to talk about how their music influences the minds of the hearer.
Okay, that's half of what I said.
And you're saying...
That's half of what I said.
Yeah, and you're saying the other side, they're using the term bewitched to troll Christians because Christians
because Christians really believed that if you listen to this, you would get possessed. Not just influenced, but possessed.
Right. You believe, like, even if the CD was in the house, like, they don't necessarily, the kid, just so you guys know this, because this is where we came from, like, you didn't even necessarily need to listen to the song to be possessed by it. Just by having the tape or the CD in your drawer or your dresser or whatever it was, that was enough to, the devil would basically like, I'm not trying to, but like, what was the thought process? Is the devil was traveling on the plastic and then...
Traveling on the plastic. You're not trying to what? You literally were, because you said plastic, okay? Holy shit, we know what you're doing. But what they told us was that there was like portals, and so mirrors could be a portal. So like, I'm not sure why a mirror was a portal, but you know, like the whole Bloody Mary thing that kids would say, and then all of a sudden something demonic would happen or whatever. It would be like one of those things. Can you not do that right now? It's very distracting.
Okay.
It's one of those things. It'd be like a portal. So the CD was the same thing. Like, you keep that CD in your house, and by having that CD in your house, you're saying, I accept this and I'm agreeing with this. And so you're opening up the door for like demonic stuff to come into your house through that.
I see.
I'll tell you what. One time I was babysitting
I see.
It's
a territorial legal thing. Like you gave
permission for them to be there. And then like I was babysitting at this house one time, my sister and I were, and like we were already kind of freaked out because one of their, it was kind of sad, but we were kids, so we didn't understand the adult side of it. There was a girl that had died, and she was not much younger than we were. She was only like a year younger than us, and she had died there. And like it was like this thing where her mom, like she seemed to have like a cold, and then they brought her to the doctor. The doctor's like, oh yeah, bring her home, let her rest. And they brought her home and let her rest, but it turned out she actually had cancer, and she died within days. Like it was like, so they never, like, they would say her name all the time, obviously, because they as her parents loved her and missed her. But like for us, it was like they keep talking about this dead girl, oh my gosh, and it was like really creepy. And then we already felt creeped out at their house because we were babysitting and it was at night. And then we found a witchcraft book on their shelf. That was it. We were done. And then the radio started going off in their room.
Oh my god.
And we shut off the radio, and then it went off again. Like there was all these things going. So we ended up calling our mom, and we were like, Mom, we're freaked out, blah, blah, blah. We were telling her all this stuff. So my mom showed up, and then when the people like returned, because we didn't know when they were gonna come back, so they just like showed up, and my mom it was very awkward. And then my mother was like, well, the girls were a little bit like freaked out, and they never took us back to babysit. I think we insulted them, really.
You think?
But we were scared.
You think?
We were scared. I saw that witchcraft book on the shelf. You know what's so funny? It was very similar to somebody from the channel sent us a witchcraft book. It's right in there.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And I was like, if this
Ever
is me
since
5
then,
years ago, I'd burn that shit.
we've been having problems in our channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I'm not afraid about any of that shit. Please.
But yeah, so that's how it was.
I was watching the Jesus of Muhammad thing. Shout out to Muhammad. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But they were talking about how Muhammad got enchanted by this witch, Muhammad. He got bewitched for, I mean, most of the scholars say for damn near 6 months to a year, where he was just walking around, didn't know where he was.
Like zombified?
Well, I mean, he believed that he had sex with his wives. They were like, nah, bro, that never happened. Like, this is in Sahih Hadith. Don't kill me, ya Muslimi. But so this guy, he's criticizing Muhammad, obviously. It's David Wood. He's like, I'm just a 2-bit Christian. He's like, look, right now, anybody can curse me, anybody can try to bewitch me, and the Lord Jesus will protect me. He's like, I challenge any of you, try to bewitch me. You'll never be able to do it. But your prophet, shout out to Muhammad. I mean, it was hilarious because the guy's like, I'm just some 2-bit Christian guy. But yeah, that's always been my position. Like, I never.
Be so frustrating for those people who really believe that they can curse somebody, and then they're trying to curse the Christian, and it's not gonna work.
Well, another guy said the story. This pagan priestess, I guess, tried to curse him. I mean, you always hear these stories. He's like, yeah, this pagan priestess tried to curse me, but then I said, may the Lord push everything, all of your, and she died 2 weeks later or whatever. According to him, I don't know. I'm very skeptical of those stories or whatever, but I do believe that Muhammad was bewitched because it's in Sahih Hadith, and you can't be angry at me, ya Muslimin. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay.
So I mean, this song to me was kind of like it was kind of funny a little bit with the video, and the sound felt like it was very. I felt like he said "you are bewitched" so many times. Like literally, it only shows it 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 times, but it literally felt like he said it like 16 times. So I don't know what was up with that, but so I wasn't really get into this one. I'm gonna give this one a 6.9.
All right, a 6.9.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that denigrates that score. I'm gonna give it a 6.8.
Later, Andre.
Super special.
Look at DC. DC gave it a 3.2. He's never gonna forgive you for that Beatles shit, bro. All right, this song I gotta give this song a 9.2. Doom is very hit or miss for me. I generally don't like Doom.
These scores coming in. Everybody really gave us
people
a high
really
score.
liked it. People really liked it.
Yeah.
But I respect what it was doing, and I think they're probably like one of the earlier influential Doom bands that gave rise to the other Doom bands. So
I'm sure it did. I
can't go with you with a 6. I can't do that.
I got on Archero. He gave it a 10.
Archero gave it a 10.
I'm literally like
1,000 for the video. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't really get to see, like, I didn't realize what you were doing until halfway. You need to double down and give the next Beatles song a 1.5.
You got to pass me a Beatles song that's actually good.
That's horrible. You guys are the worst. But
All
right, there you go. Well, there you go. Another wonderful day in VIN and SORI land, dear listener.
Thank you, Metal Cat, for the stream.
Shout out to Metal Cat for the stream.
Hopefully we didn't bore you.
Hopefully you weren't bored, Mr. DJ Metal Cat.
So shout out to everybody.
Gang.
We've got more streams coming your way, so make sure you what do you say? Like, subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Blah,
and
blah,
tell
blah.
all your friends this is where we're live streaming from now on. We won't be live streaming from the other channel. The other channel is just going to get the videos individually.
You'll know that we're serious about this channel when you see the new commercial.
Right.
Until you see the new commercial, we're just screwing
fucking
around. To be honest with you, did you say fucking around?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking around.
Wow. I was gonna say you fucking around, but I decided against it. You fuck around, get smoked, cause these feeling niggas that wrong. We don't fuck around, no joke. No, all they know is murder. When it come to me. What?
I don't know. I was just gonna go with the
I run around my city with my head shot to my toes, cause these guys hold me down, and I gotta make it back home, cause my brother need that bail money, my son need that rent. You try to take my life, Dad, and you fuck around, get killed. You fuck around. Alright.
I don't know them.
Alright then.
This skin, this porcelain skin, I'm white.
Porcelain.
Yep. Shout out to Pregnant VIN and SORI. Have a good night, y'all.
Archera goes, that's the new song they're always advertising.
You kind of look like you're not shutting down.
Soraya forgot about she doesn't even know the lyrics to the other song, so I don't know. I'm having a hard time.
Which song? Which song? Which one?
There's a bunch of them. I'm gonna drop that freestyle on Middle America.
You should. It's a good one.
Can't wait for you anymore.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Freestyle get dropped on Middle America, guys. See you over there. All right. Having said